Welcome, motorcycle enthusiasts and lovers of peculiarities alike. Today we delve into the narrative of one of Honda's most distinctive creations, a motorcycle so compact that it could be accommodated in your car's trunk. Literally. Indeed, dear friends, today we are embarking on a journey to narrate the intriguing story of the Honda Motocompo, a foldable motorcycle that was crafted with grand ambitions but ultimately became one of Honda's most fascinating failures. Despite its relatively brief period in the marketplace, the Motocompo made a significant mark in history and over the years has successfully managed to become a cherished cult object. Prepare yourself for an exploration through the existence of this miniature motorcycle that, despite its failure, consistently remained captivating. To comprehend how the Motocompo emerged into existence, we must transport ourselves back to the 1980s in Japan, an era when the nation was undergoing a significant technological boom. Japanese corporations were overflowing with innovative and futuristic concepts, and Honda, perpetually at the cutting edge, was certainly no exception. During this period, urban existence was becoming progressively intricate, with metropolitan areas teeming with automobiles and congested traffic conditions. Honda possessed a visionary idea. What if we were to develop a compact motorcycle that you could actually store within the trunk of your automobile? A vehicle that enables you to navigate the city effortlessly without needing to contend with traffic congestion or parking difficulties. Visualize a conference room where an engineer, whose tie appears to be excessively snug, rises and proposes, "What if we were to engineer a motorcycle that you could conveniently store within the trunk, yet also easily retrieve when the traffic becomes utterly unmanageable?" Everyone becomes silent for a moment, and then they begin applauding as though they had just invented the iPhone. That is how the concept of the Honda Motocompo came into existence. An ingenious strategy, or at the very least it appeared to be so on paper. It was during the year 1981 that the Honda Motocompo was officially introduced to the marketplace alongside the Honda City, a compact automobile that pledged to become the ruler of Japanese urban traffic. The concept was that whenever you found yourself unable to park your vehicle, or when traffic left you completely immobilized, you would effortlessly take the Motocompo out of the trunk and seamlessly continue your journey on two wheels. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? At least it seemed so theoretically. So, what exactly was the issue? Well, as with any well-conceived plan that appears too flawless, there existed a disparity between what Honda envisioned and what the market genuinely required. Although the Honda City achieved success, the Motocompo. Well, let's just say that individuals weren't quite prepared for a motorcycle that resembled a toy more than an actual means of transportation. The Honda Motocompo was meticulously designed to be as compact as possible. It weighed a comparatively modest 45 kilograms and was equipped with a 49 cubic centimeter engine capacity. What rendered this motorcycle particularly intriguing and exceptionally distinctive was its remarkable capability to fold. The handlebars, mirrors, and pedals could all be folded, enabling the Motocompo to transform into a compact block of metal, perfectly suited for fitting into the trunk of your Honda City. The concept of a motorcycle that could be folded sounded absolutely fantastic. You could store it in nearly any location. However, in reality, the majority of individuals who purchased the Motocompo soon discovered that the process of folding and unfolding it repeatedly was not the most convenient task imaginable. Picture yourself stuck in the midst of traffic, extracting the Motocompo, unfolding it, adjusting the handlebars, setting the mirrors, only to eventually get on and realize that you are not progressing any faster than the pedestrians around you. Indeed, we are discussing the 49 cubic centimeter engine, which essentially serves as the core of the Motocompo. Now, it's common knowledge that small scooters are not typically recognized for their velocity, but the engine of the Motocompo was, to put it mildly, exceptionally sluggish. With a top speed of 30 kilometers per hour, you certainly weren't going to secure any victories in races, not even when competing against novice cyclists. In fact, if someone dared you to a race with a bicycle, you would most likely end up losing. If there was one thing the Motocompo excelled at, it was the patience it required to ride it. It was a bike for someone who had all the time in the world. You could leave your home, hop on your Motocompo, and if you were lucky, reach your destination before sunset. And what happened if you needed to take a longer trip? Well, let's hope you brought along a good book, because you were going to have an abundance of time to read it while moving at a snail's pace. When Honda introduced the Motocompo, they had very high expectations. They believed it would be an ideal solution for the rapidly expanding urban areas of Japan, and that individuals would purchase it in conjunction with the Honda City. After all, who wouldn't desire a motorcycle that could conveniently fit in the trunk of your automobile? However, what seemed absolutely incredible in theory turned out to be, let's say, far less than ideal in practical application. The issue was that individuals simply did not comprehend how to effectively use it or why they truly needed it. To start with, it was neither straightforward nor comfortable to manage. And although it was convenient for brief distances, the majority of individuals simply preferred to walk or utilize a bicycle. Moreover, for those who really needed a motorcycle, there were much faster and more comfortable options on the market. Come on. If you wanted to move at more than 30 kilometers per hour, the Motocompo was not for you. And then there existed the matter of comfort. Riding a Motocompo for a duration exceeding 10 minutes was indeed a physical challenge. It was engineered to be compact, certainly, but it was also exceedingly uncomfortable for taller riders or those who simply desired a more relaxed and leisurely ride. It was akin to attempting to ride a tricycle with the body of an adult. After some time, your knees would inevitably begin to collide with the handlebars, and you felt more like you were enduring a torturous session rather than enjoying a pleasant ride. If you happened to be taller than 170 meters, the Motocompo essentially communicated, "Apologies, my friend, but you're not welcome at this gathering." Regardless of how many attempts you made to adjust, you invariably ended up feeling like a towering giant on a miniature child's bicycle. Ultimately, the Honda Motocompo was a motorcycle crafted for city living, provided that you were approximately the size of a hobbit. And here lies the grand irony. What was considered a failure during its time has transformed into a cherished cult object over the subsequent years. In contemporary times, the Honda Motocompo has emerged as one of the most highly sought-after vehicles among motorcycle enthusiasts and retro vehicle collectors. What was once perceived as an unnecessary extravagance during the 1980s has now become a symbol of innovative and peculiar design from an era where unconventional and crazy ideas were the norm. It's intriguing how the world operates. Back in the 1980s, you couldn't even give away a Motocompo, but nowadays, if you possess one in excellent condition, you might sell it for a price that would make you believe you're auctioning off a Ferrari. And not only that, people would applaud you for having one. How did we go from this is useless to this is art? Mysteries of the retro world, my friends. Currently, possessing a Motocompo transcends merely having a motorcycle. It's about possessing a fragment of history. It's a surefire conversation starter at any collector's assembly. There's something about its compact design and its failure that makes it irresistible to lovers of the rare and the eccentric. It's no longer just a folding bike. It's a symbol of a time when Honda thought, why not? It did. The Motocompo has somehow transcended its initial failure to become a piece appreciated for what it represents. It's no longer about its functionality, but about what it symbolizes. A bold attempt to innovate in a world that wasn't ready for it. It's like having a rare painting in your living room. It doesn't matter if it's useful or not. What matters is what it represents. But this is not where the story ends. In an unforeseen development, Honda made the decision that the Motocompo merited another opportunity, but this time with a unique twist. The Honda Motocompo Touch. This conceptual iteration was introduced as a foldable electric motorcycle specifically designed for urban mobility in the 21st century. Now, instead of relying on gasoline, the Motocompo would operate on electricity, rendering it more efficient, cleaner, and, most importantly, more aligned with the demands of today's world. And Honda, always eager to reinvent itself, took the original concept of the Motocompo and modified it to fit current trends in sustainability and technological advancements. The concept is a compact motorcycle that you can conveniently take with you anywhere, but with the added advantage of being environmentally friendly. Furthermore, with design enhancements, the Motocompo Touch is more modernized and functional than its predecessor from the 1980s, although the Motocompo Touch remains a concept. Many individuals believe it could potentially have a significant place in today's market landscape. In an era where electric mobility and compact solutions for congested urban environments are experiencing a surge in popularity. Perhaps this time, the world is more adequately prepared for a modernized version of the foldable motorcycle that did not succeed in the 1980s. After all, electric motorcycles are currently on the rise. And who can say for certain the Motocompo might make a return to the streets? We might be witnessing the revival of a concept that did not shine in its original era. However, with the ongoing changes in urban mobility and new sustainability demands, the electric Motocompo could indeed have its comeback. And this time, hopefully, we will not have to worry about being overtaken by cyclists while riding it. So there you have it, my friends, the story of the Honda Motocompo, a motorcycle that went from being a commercial letdown to becoming a symbol of retro culture and a representation of Honda's bold and slightly quirky design philosophy. It sounds like one of those Hollywood stories where the protagonist has a rough start, but eventually finds their place in the world. And although the Motocompo never dominated the roads, today it holds a special place in the hearts of those who appreciate the unusual, the retro, and above all, the bold. And occasionally, the finest inventions are not necessarily the most commercially triumphant. At times, the most intriguing ones are those that boldly dare to challenge established conventions, even if they do not succeed in the endeavor. The Motocompo serves as an exemplary illustration of that notion. While it was not flawless, it was undoubtedly distinctive. In today's world, that distinctiveness has elevated it to a legendary status. Therefore, if you ever happen to spot a Motocompo at a fair or auction, remember that you are not merely seeing a folding motorcycle. You are witnessing an important piece of history that, despite its compact size, has remarkably stood the test of time. And that, my dear friends, is indeed something truly worthy of admiration. Did you thoroughly enjoy this fascinating journey through the historical narrative of the Honda Motocompo? Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time, where we will explore more stories of motorcycles that left their mark, whether through success or failure. Until next time.